Hey, what's up, everyone? Peace and good day. It is such an honor and a pleasure to chat with you and connect with you on this day. Today, I want to talk about something super important. You know, one thing for sure, you know, I may not agree with all the things that people do, but I still do care about people. So, yeah, I am a performer, an artist, an educator, and a space holder. And yes, people seem to always feel safe with me. And sometimes that means that they share things that they haven't shared anywhere else with anyone else. And sometimes they share things with me that I'm not necessarily equipped to respond to the proper way, right? So it's important to note that as much as I come off and feel like a safe space, that I'm not a crisis counselor, a therapist, or an emergency responder. You know, I do provide compassion and presence and encouragement and grounding tools and resources, but I am in no way, shape, or form able to carry responsibilities such as keeping someone alive. That belongs to trained professionals and persons' support system, the people around you, you know. So it's important today that I address, you know, something that took place on my live yesterday, you know. So I want to acknowledge yesterday during my global live conversation, someone actually came on and shared that they were struggling with thoughts of ending their life. And this has not sat right with me since because, I gave tools and all that stuff, but I'm like, I wish I had gave like, a suicide line or told them to call 911 or something like that. But I gave them tools. I had my own things going on yesterday when I went on it. Like I could barely make the live yesterday, but I still showed up, even though, not that I wanted to do something else. I definitely wanted to do that, but my mind, I was very overwhelmed yesterday with my own problems, my own. I don't want to claim them, but with things, with challenges that I am experiencing in my own life, which I opened up yesterday and shared because that person, was like they lost their job, they just lost a death, and I wanted to let them know, like, I'm experiencing things too, that that's really making me feel not suicidal, but like, God, why is this happening? You know what I'm saying? And feeling like, every time the light at the end of the tunnel appears and it seems close, it's like every time I take a step forward, it seems like it goes a step back. You feel me? So like I understand, and that's why I shared that, because I wanted that person to know, like, and I wanted people to know in general that things can happen that really feel like it's working really hard against you and to take you off your square. However, life does happen for us, not to us, right? And this is why education to me is so important, because I feel like in our educational system, the things that are most important are the things that go unnoticed and not taught. We learn, algebra and, you know, just things that, even if algebra is relevant to our lives, it's taught in a way where you are unable to apply it to your real life. I feel like there are things like value systems. These are things that should be taught in your youngest age in elementary school. You should be taught like to identify what your values are, and you should be taught that your values are what drives your decision making and the relationships that you connect with. That save a lot of problems if you knew to only partner with those who share similar values. It save a lot of problem if you knew that your mind created most of your reality as a tool given to you by the Most High Creator. It'll save a lot of stuff, but that's a whole nother conversation. But anyway, to bring the conversation back where I left off, I'm not sure who this person was. I'm assuming he was a gentleman, but I'm not sure if it was who they were, male or female. But that doesn't matter. I just want that person to know that I am thinking of them. I really do pray that they chose to stay here on earth and to keep their life. That is still on my mind, just wondering, because I didn't catch like the full name. I know I got the first part of the name, but I didn't get like the full name because again, I was processing my own things at the same time while working to be present for that individual, but also working to be present to my own commitments that I've made to myself, having no idea that that life was going to take a left turn like that. In my mind, I'm thinking, hey, I'm going live, and I'm just doing my routine thing, and I'm sharing, information about like being a music artist and what it's like being a music artist and having tools to be a music artist and a creative and free thinker and innovator. So that was something interesting for me. But while I do believe in the power of reflection and creativity in music, community, mindfulness, prayer, and reconnecting with ourselves, I also want to be clear that if you are experiencing thoughts of suicide or self harm or are in immediate crisis, please seek professional help immediately. The people around you and like myself, as much as we want to help you, as much as we desire to help you, we are not trained to do that, right? And so it will behoove you to seek out the help. And like I told the gentleman yesterday, or female yesterday, a woman yesterday, I'm not sure. But I basically share, like, at the end of the day, you only can help yourself. And that doesn't mean that, what that means is that you have to take the first steps in making that happen. You have to seek out assistance. You have to seek out the help that you require to do it. That's one of the first steps. Knowing like maybe you are weak in that moment, maybe, and nothing is wrong with that, right? Maybe you are having a challenging time and a hard time, and maybe you do require a little bit of help outside of yourself to get you in your mind and spirit and soul back into a place where you can not only suppress, like, we don't want you to suppress those thoughts, like a way where you can actually face those thoughts head on and dissolve them and find something better. So if you are in the United States or Canada, you can call or text 988 to reach the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. If you are in immediate danger, call 911, your local emergency services. Okay, like, I'm so glad though that that person reached out and said it out loud. I'm just hoping that they're still alive. But this is I guess that was that person seeking out and seeking help. I mean, they chose to tell me, but like I said, I don't have the tools, but I do have the resources. So I wanted to come back here for not only the person who came on the live and shared that with me, but also anyone else who is feeling that way, to contact 988 suicide hotline, to contact a therapist, to contact a counselor, to contact a pastor, a reverend. Those are the most suitable and trained contacts to reach out to when you're experiencing something like that. And you are not that, you may feel weak or you may feel too vulnerable, but there's no reason for you to carry that burden alone. you know I feel like, there may be circumstances in life that may cause you to lean in more to those feelings, and I want to say to you that while those feelings may occur, it these are feelings that we could actually experience temporarily, okay? Even though it feels intense at the moment currently for you. So today's conversation is basically to offer reflection and tools, and in no way, shape, or form is it a substitute for professional mental health care, crisis support, or emergency matters. or emergency services. Your life really does matter. You matter. And there are people trained and ready to help. So utilize those tools, utilize what's available to you. Utilize what's available to you because you are deserving. You deserve to be here. You deserve to live. You deserve to stay around. And so I that's what I wanted to come on and address today, because like I said, that was hard for me as I processed it after the fact. Like, dang, like I should have made it known. Like yeah, people see me as a safe space all the time, all the time. People always see me as a safe space to open up and share things that I'm just like, you know. This is one of the reasons why I was like, I gotta go get a psychology degree, because it's only right. It only makes sense, for me to be able to be a trained safe space. But at the moment, as much as I have a lot of tools at the moment, as much as I can give you a lot of advice, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot of life experience. I have a lot of tools in my bag, you know what I mean? And yes, I know a lot of people take to me, especially the young people, and love to share things with me. I want you to know that the real tools that are available to you, other than the ones I give, like if you want to have that extra support, like that extra person that can guide you through it. And I believe that, me personally, first and foremost, I would lean into God, right? However, whatever your belief systems are, that can be supplemented with professional care, So just please, y'all, take care of yourselves. I know it's real rough out here. It's crazy out here, man. And I feel like if not all, everyone is experiencing something that really has you feeling like, yo, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? That it really feels like it's working against you and to take you off your square. But I'm letting you know right now that we will all get through whatever it is that we're facing at this time. And that if you are facing something, to please utilize the tools and supports that is available to you so that you can navigate these tough times. I have a therapist. I go to therapy every Thursday. Okay. I have a therapist, and instead of calling my friends and venting everything, like I went on live the other day. I started singing because I went on live and started singing because I was guided and led to do so. So I did. And I used my art as a way to express like what I was feeling. And I did it publicly. And one of my friends heard it. And she called me and she said, okay, do you want to talk? No, I don't. I have a therapist for that. I know. But I did want to create. You know what I'm saying? I did want to create. It wasn't because I was seeking anything from anyone outside of myself. It was because that's what I was guided to do. I was guided to create something. You know what I'm saying? And because I know other people are experiencing things right now, whether they want to express it out loud or not. People are experiencing things right now that are very challenging. That is really causing them to question their faith or lean in more to their faith more than they have ever had to in their entire lives. You feel me? So it's like, I am, even when afraid, I will show up, and do what I'm called to do. And that's what I was called to do in that moment. I was called to express what I was feeling in the form of a song and to do it publicly. And so I did it. I went live and I did it. It's like, you want to talk? No. Because you got your own problems. Even though it's good to have a friend, you know what I'm saying? And in that moment, I didn't want to express myself. When I am ready, I do, But I also do appreciate those friends that check in. Like that friend checked in on me. I appreciate that. But some people, it's just them. And so at the end of the day, if you're a person who have no friends, or, you have a million friends, it's still, I still feel like they are no substitute for you going and getting mental health help. You know what I'm saying? To help you. So anyway, that's my rant today. I just wanted to make sure that people know the tools that are available to them. Again, if you're in the United States or Canada, you can you could call or text 988 to reach the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. If you are in America, you can call 911 anywhere. You can call 911 for your local emergency services. Um, if there are resources that you all have, I would greatly appreciate it for you to put it down in the comments, put it below, so that at any point people could come and they could see the resources that are available. Guys, please, community, we have to help one another. We have to assist each other. So if you have a tool that you know about, even if it's like meditation music, if it's a prayer, if it's breathing exercises, if it's a therapist, if it's a counselor, if it's a reverend and pastor, if it's priest, if it is yoga, some type of sports activity, whatever you feel, or you have advice because of your own personal experience. Maybe you experience these type of things and you have a technique that you use to get you out of those states of mind, or you have gone through this and you want to reflect and share your experience of how you navigated it. We must attempt to share the resources and information with one another, guys. It's so critical that we lean in and assist one another, okay? So please do me a favor. If you have resources, I don't care if you don't even think that someone would want to use it or hear the story or this or that. Drop it in the chat. Put it in the comments. Someone is going to be inspired by what you said. Someone is going to utilize the support that you have provided. Trust me. So please look out for each other. Drop your information in the chat. Even if you're not watching the live, you're watching this later, put your information, put the information in the chat. If you are a therapist or a counselor or a social worker or anything, put your information down below in the chat. If you're a pastor, a priest, reverend, put your information down in the chat. If you are a yoga teacher, Tai Chi, whatever, put your information down in the chat. If you know of classes, if you know of communities, if you know of networking circles that are made specifically for this, put it down in the chat. I would appreciate that. The people who come and see your resources that you drop in the chat, in the comments, they would appreciate it. All right. So, okay, guys, it's such an honor and a pleasure to be able to connect with you on this wonderful, amazing day. Yes, it's a lot of stuff going on in this world. It is getting intense out here, man. We got to do our absolute best to remain centered. We have to do our absolute best to strive to be a better version of ourselves. We have to do our absolute best to just continue to show up. You know what I'm saying? No matter what that looks like on any given day, but continue to show up. It's 1%. 1% is compound interest. If we could show up 1% better every day, then that's all that is necessary. That's all that, that is enough. That's enough. That's enough. Okay? If you lost your job or something like that, someone passed away, I know these things are very challenging and they're hard, and they could take a real toll on our mental, emotional, physical health. Yes, right? But we have to choose what's best for ourselves. We have to choose to do what will make us 1% better, okay? So do yourself a favor. Again, if you're just entering, my name is Remedy. I'm a music recording and performing artist. I am just sharing resources for those who are experiencing mental health issues or alcohol, drug issues. But also, if you know someone or a company that offers support, people that offer support, if you have been going through this and you want to share that information to help them go through it, please put the information in the chat. Put it down in the comments. Again, if you're watching the live later, still put it in the chat, put it in the comments so that you can help someone. All right, guys, it's been a pleasure. It's been an honor. You all have a wonderful day on this beautiful day or night or evening, and I will chat with y'all soon. Peace.